Winston is still with me. We are going to put the spotlight on OBUASI West, Botiano Englishi, and then TEMA West. Okay, so let's get to, the OBUASI West constituency in the Ashanti region. And if you get to OBUASI West, that's where Kweku Kwarteng is. Faustina Oponsafo and Godfrey Bidding are challenging him. Now, it looks like a straight fight between Kweku Kwarteng and Faustina Oponsafo. According to the investigations, according to the research, Godfrey Bidding doesn't seem to be much in the race, so it's a straight two-horse race. It's still too close to call because they both come with a yellow, tax, an indication that it could go either way. So that's a bit surprising, considering the person that they are hoping to unseat is a deputy finance minister. So you would think that a person like that would not get a contest. Well, certainly, you think that once you are in a high position as such, you wouldn't get a contest. But evidence has also shown us when Akwesi Osei was Foreign Affairs Minister, he lost in 2008 to Honorable Eduomi, now Deputy Minister of Roads and Highways. What that tells you is that yes, you could be a minister, but the people also have certain expectations, and if you do not meet those expectations, they probably would kick you out. Let's look at Botiano Englishi. So Botiano Englishi, and that's one of interesting constituencies because after its creation, it was won by the NDC. Then, the NPP through Alaji try as much as possible, to win that particular constituency. Now going into this election, Sylvester Tete is seeking to unseat, the incumbent member of parliament, that's Alaji Saab. Per the investigations that have been done, now it's going to be a straight fight between Sylvester Tete and Alaji Saab. However, Alaji Saab seems to be slightly ahead, slightly ahead. That's according to the research that has been conducted. But Sylvester Tete believes this is his time. He believes that he would always do what his party asks him to do. And he thinks this is a time to actually, give the people of Botiano Englishi Amanfro more representation. He estimates that he's going to be winning 70% of the vote. The research that's pretty high. We wait to see. Yes, let's look at TEMA West. Well, TEMA West, and so TEMA West, you're looking at where the Deputy Minister in charge of Trade and Industry is. That's Carlos Ahinkra, and he's being contested by two persons. Based on all the research that has been conducted, it looks like Carlos Ahinkra is in the lead, none comes closer to him. And so all things being equal, he's going to emerge victorious come Saturday. All right, let's now put the spotlights on another aspirant in the ADENTAN race, Alfred Kumi, who believes that the NP has failed to deliver on his mandate. He's pledging to assist delegates financially if elected in Saturday's primaries.
So for me, the essence of life is not how long we live, but the difference that we can make. I believe that this is the best time that ADENTAN needs someone who is humble enough, who is ready to bring everybody together, and who is ready to do things for the delegates that we can retain the seat over and over again. Then there can be some consistency in our development.
Well, a candidate who can do things for the delegates over and over again.
Yes.
And I'm asking you, what are some of the things you're talking about?
Okay, so I believe that when it comes to development, it's not just about the things that we see around, like the roads and the schools and the rest. But I believe that when it comes to development, it should first start from the people, helping people get jobs, being there for the youth, developing the human resource capacity, and also developing individual lives. How do we develop individual lives? Helping them get jobs, helping them with jobs that they can do themselves, like getting them Uber cars that they can also do some work and pay for themselves. These are a few things that we are looking in line to do for our delegates in ADENTAN and also as ADENTAN constituency as a whole.
So we've got 4 persons who are seeking to kick out the incumbent member of parliament there, Yaobo Abinga-Samoa. Wednesday, how is it looking like in ADENTAN?
Well, it's interesting because you have, Kwesi Mante, who, would I say, was like a close ally of Yaobo Abinga-Samoa, seeking to unseat him. ADENTAN is pretty funny. It's a constituency that has always had 110 members of parliament, but the research indicates that Yaobo Abinga-Samoa is in the lead and no one comes closer. But that has been disputed because some of the people say, around the time that people they were conducting the survey, they spoke to only followers of Yaobo Abinga-Samoa, and that the sweetness of the pudding is in the eating, and so come Saturday there will be a surprise. But as it stands now, you have 4 persons trying to unseat him. What that normally does is it plays into the hands of the incumbent. If you have too many people, unless it's terribly, he's performed terribly, he's likely to sail through. And so it looks like a good deal for Yababi and Samuel.
Okay, all right. Let's look at the ADANSI ASOKWA constituency.
So that's where you have Samuel Binfo challenging, Katie Hammond. Katie Hammond has been a member of parliament since 2000, and he's talked about the fact that his challenger should have been disqualified. He sent that two executives sent a letter to the party's, executive committee asking that this person be disqualified. Now he's not been disqualified as it stands now. He's going into the elections. Samuel Binfo, according to the research conducted, is currently in the lead.
That's shocking, isn't it?
Very shocking.
So after almost 20 years of representing the people of ADANSI ASOKWA, is this the end for Katie Hammond?
It's something that you should also recognize that, and I'll give you a typical example. When Papu Songma had been member of parliament for second year, and in his 5th term, he beat the NDC's candidate by some 800 to 1,000 votes. When he stepped down and Andrew Ejapamesa took over, he won by a margin of 9,000. What that tells you is that when you stay for too long, people sometimes become fed up with you. And so if consistently you're staying and they do not see a lot of improvement, they might want to kick you out.
Well, we'll see. Let's the final spotlight for us is the YENDI constituency. Winston, why is this a constituency to watch?
Well, it's certainly a constituency to watch also because we have, the son of the former Vice President, Alhaji Ali Mahama, contesting in that particular constituency. That's Umar Farouk Ali Mahama, together with Baba Osman Dani and Abibata Zakaria. It's a 2-horse race that's between Farouk and Abibata, with Abibata slightly ahead.
All right, Winston, let's now next look at some female statistics in the NPP when it comes to elections. All right, so 51 female candidates to contest against 320 males in the primaries. That's pretty low, not even 100.
Well, yes, that's very low. But Mamavi, you would know that the NPP in times past have actually tried as much as possible to protect female candidates in the Ashanti region. That's why you have a lot of females going unopposed. It's because they just would want to try and protect the female MPs. But politics comes with its own challenges. The nature of our politics has been termed by many as being very dirty. What we will do is that once the elections are done, the number of females who are on these safe seats. Or if you win a safe seat, it's a guarantee that you're coming back to Parliament. In Akutia, for instance, Amase is tipped to win. She's leading, and if she wins, it means that she stands a greater chance of coming back to Parliament.
So in the Ashanti region, you see the number of females there, 11, Eastern region 10, Greater Accra region 12, Central region 5, Western region 4, Northeast 3, Northern 2, Bono 2, Ahafo 1, none in Oti, Savannah, Upper West, Western North.
Yes, that's what you have. Surprising. Well, Western North, there hasn't been a female MP from the Western North. So that's something that is worthy of mentioning, the fact that you've always had male MPs from the Western North. We've seen female MPs from the West region in itself. Okay,
Winston Amoa, we've got full coverage of the NPP primaries tomorrow, God willing, right here on JoyNews. Is your election headquarters. That will be it for Election Brief.